What up, bitches? It's the MisanthropikOne, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. Is Macklemore a sellout? That's the topic of this video. For those that don't know who Macklemore is, he's an MC from Seattle, Washington, who recently had mainstream success with an album called The Heist that dropped last year. For those of you subscribed to me, y'all know that it made my top 25 albums of 2012. For me to sum up that album real quick, it was dope, had dope themes on it, deep tracks for the most part, and clean production. I prefer his last solo effort, which was called Language of My World, just a tad bit better. I like it a little bit more because of his dirtier production. It wasn't as clean as The Heist, but The Heist was very well put together. It was one of the albums that stood out to me last year, and it was just fucking hot. With all that being said, as of late, Macklemore is receiving a lot of criticism, well, mainly being called a sellout because the folks over at the channel TNT decided to use his song called Wings for their NBA All-Star game. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the theme of the game, whether the players are going to come out to it, if they're going to play it during the like when the commercial fades out. But I know that they used it during an actual commercial for the All-Star game, and he's coming under fire for that. And what I have to say about that is just, to me, it's so stupid because this dude's biggest song at the moment is a song called Thrift Shop. Guys, search it. When you hear the song, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This song is so fucking huge right now. I'm surprised nobody said that this motherfucker was a sellout for that song. That song has appeared in Windows commercials. It's in the new, who's in that movie? Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. I think the movie's called The Interns or The Internship or whatever. It's in the fucking trailer for that shit. I mean, that song is just everywhere, and to me, that's one of the weakest tracks on the Heist album. Gold is another track that I thought was weak, and there's like one or two other ones that I would have taken off the Heist album. But anyway, you can tell that Thrift Shop was meant to be, one of those simple, catchy fucking singles, and the shit sold, went 2 times platinum, double platinum, and that's more than I could say for Wings, because Wings was a previous single. He had a video for it. It's one of the deepest tracks on the album, and it just amazes me that people are giving him so much shit for having Wings as a track, which is actually like one of the dopest tracks on the album, and nobody said anything about Thrift Shop. But I've talked about MCs, using this tactic where they'll, put out a simple, catchy track just to reel in new fans. I call them sheep, but they'll reel in new fans, and they'll have either deep content or heavy lyrical content on their album. So I believe that's a good tactic, you know what I mean? As long as they're not stretching themselves way too thin. I've mentioned this various times on my channel. MCs like Eminem and Joe Budden have done this in the past. For example, with Eminem, The Real Slim Shady or My Name Is, those were just, catchy, chanty tracks, and it captivated a lot of people that usually wouldn't listen to rap, or like passive listeners, you know what I'm saying? So they'll buy that, they'll hear it, excuse me, they'll hear it, and then they'll go, you know, research this person very minimally. They'll be like, who is that dude? Oh, that's Eminem. Oh, okay, I'll go buy the album because I like that song, you know what I mean? And they might change and become a hip-hop head based on, you know, maybe actually listening to the lyrics, you know what I mean? Or, you know, they'll get a new fan. Maybe they'll be still be a passive listener, but maybe get a new fan out of the deal. So it works both ways for the artist, you know. So I have nothing wrong with that. There's no exception in Macklemore's case, excuse me. There's no exception with him because he's doing the same thing. It's just that he knows how to market himself, and y'all can't get mad at that, you know. He has mad songs that are deep as fuck on the Heist album, like Wings, Same Love, Jimmy Iovine, etc. He has a lot of dope tracks on that album. So if you don't have it, check it out. Go get the Heist, and that's it. In conclusion, is Macklemore a sellout? I don't think so. I'm not gonna call the motherfucker a sellout. You know why? Because it's just too fucking early to say. He just broke through, and he hasn't really gone against anything he believed in. That's number one. He still has his integrity. You could feel it in his lyrics. He still has his integrity, even though songs like Thrift Shop I feel are like a little bit loose, but he still has his fucking integrity. He even wrote a letter saying that he still maintained his artistic integrity and blah 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 blah. So I mean, it's too early to say, and the only way I'll call Macklemore a sellout is with his next album. If he puts out songs that are just like Thrift Shop, that are just as sing-songy and catchy, and there's no deep ass fucking tracks on there, and it's majority of it sounds like Thrift Shop, then yeah, I'll call him a sellout. Or if he starts rapping totally opposite of what he came up on, like all this shit, like if you listen to Same Love and what was on Language of My World, White Privilege, shit like that, if he starts, you know, rapping about materialistic shit and all that stuff, yeah, then I'll be more than happy to call him a sellout. But right now, it's too early to say that shit. I'm not gonna fucking jump on the bandwagon and be like you fucking territorial hip-hop fans that I fucking hate, that I just want to strangle, because that's one problem that we have with hip-hop. Motherfuckers, you know, they latch on to an artist that is so obscure and underground, and they don't want that artist to get big. The minute they start getting a little bit of shine, they fucking sold out. They sold out, they sold out, they sold out. And that's not the case. I mean, every nigga wants to eat. Every motherfucker wants to eat, you know? And there's nothing wrong with people making money as long as they stay true to their self, you know? Well, there's nothing wrong with making money, period. But if you're a sellout, motherfuckers are gonna see that. I don't know what people are seeing with this song Wings being played, but you'll be spotted real easily if you sell out. And that's all I gotta say. That's my opinion. Macklemore is not a sellout, at least not yet. And that's it. Shouts out to Macklemore, shouts out to Ryan Lewis, and congratulations for selling over 300,000 copies independently, by the way. It's very hard for MCs or artists in general to even push 100,000. Let me rephrase that. It's hard for mainstream rappers to push 100,000 nowadays, and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis did it by themselves with no major label backing them. So shouts out to them. Shouts out to them for having Thrift Shop go double platinum, the single go double platinum, and that's it. Shouts out to independent hip hop or independent music. That's it. Alright? Leave your love, leave your hate, Most of all, subscribe. Peace, bitches.